Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Ultras 11. Before I even introduce ourselves, whatever, I was watching iRobot yesterday, all right? And it takes place in the year 2035. We're 12 years away from that. Well, yeah, right? Yeah.
Good math.
There was robots, there was flying cars, there's a lot of crazy shit. Do you think we actually ever reach that? I don't know. That's for you guys to decide. But on that note, I'm Joe.
Joe, that was very inspirational. Yeah. I'm Alex, by the way.
Yeah, that's Alex.
But I'm lost for words, man. Joe that was amazing. Yeah. Honestly, I really felt that.
It's my inspo for the day. You know?
I like that. It's a good way to start things off today.
Today we're gonna be talking about, rather than boring you with the Champions League talk and whatever, because we'll wait that out.
We don't want to jinx anything now.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the transfer market, and you're already seeing a lot of people linked, a lot of free agents that are gonna become available.
Mm-hmm. A lot of names heating up right now.
Yeah, we're gonna give you a little talk about Haaland. And how the guy's an actual machine.
I was just like, we were talking about iRobot, and I think that was very fitting for this episode because he's just like, he may be. Hey, you know what? 2035.
Maybe we already have one.
Maybe we already have one.
Yeah,
who knows? Who the fuck knows?
But yeah, he could actually beat the new record he could set a new record for the goals in a single Premier League season. And there's 10 games left. So I mean,
he's what? Yeah. Two games off? 2 goals off?
Yeah, 2 goals off.
I think he might do it.
But before we actually get into any of that and we talk your ears off, we have a message from our sponsors.
And again, guys, if you don't know this by now, our sponsors is Ultras 11.
Yeah.
Go visit ultras11.com. If you haven't checked it out already, guys, go check it out. The GOAT series is now available. We have it on the crew necks right now. Soon, we're going to start releasing our summer collection. So keep an eye out for that. But guys, short and sweet. If you guys haven't checked it out, go check it out. UltrasXI.com. And other than that, let's get right into it.
Get it while you can. Season 2 is coming soon. But yeah, okay. So I'm just going to jump right into this. The transfer market, we already saw in January Chelsea spend extremely large.
Dude, they spent has Roma spent that ever?
No.
In all even
like a
10
combination
together?
Yeah, I was going to say a combination from let's say from 1985 till now. I don't think we've ever done. Actually, our history, I don't think we've ever spent up to 500 mil. So,
and they did it in not even just a one transfer window. They did it in the January transfer window.
Where you're just
that's only a month long.
You're usually the January transfer market is usually there. Okay, we need some depth because of injuries, whatever. I'll get a guy on loan. I'll get this. Right. See if he's gonna work out. No, my guys went on and bought Earth.
They looked at it and they're like, you know what? We're buying a whole group of new guys. Maybe the first batch didn't work. Hopefully these guys do. And they just went out and they just started shopping. They
didn't even care. So on that note, do you see it being another high? Do you see it being a high spending summer?
Yeah.
Or do you think teams might be a little cautious because of financial constraints?
Well, the last couple of years, I feel like were the years where you saw and even though some teams you still saw. Those Premier League teams were still spending. Mm-hmm. A lot of teams were being cautious with their deals and doing deals that were kind of not putting them in the position where they're having to spend all this money now because with COVID, let's be real, every team felt it. No matter if big team, small team. Obviously, bigger teams got a bigger hit because they relied on a lot of those, the fans coming to the game and the jersey and all that, the revenue, and they didn't have that. So I feel like throughout the last couple of years, I feel like they that's what they were going they were going through that. Now you're still kind of going through that, obviously we know in Serie A how it is, and how many all the teams are in debt. There's no team that's pretty much in the clear. There's teams that are better off than other teams, but you're all in the debt.
Yeah.
Could I see teams still spending money now more than the last couple of years? Yes, this summer, 100%, man. Teams are seeing now. Okay, you know what? Yeah, we have to be stingy, but you got to be spending money if you're going to want to compete. Inter Milan are prime examles. They won a Scudetto, and then what happened to them the last 2 years?
They move backwards.
Teams don't you shouldn't be doing that. If you when you win, you should be okay, now let's grow off this. Okay, what do we need? What were we missing last year? What can we get? What can make our team better? Okay,
where can we improve?
We need a better. Maybe we can use a better midfielder and pick up this guy here. He's available now, and look at those those positions and grab that. This summer, I feel like Milan's going to do that because after this year, they're not going to win it. And coming off last year that they did, and they kept everybody, like for me, that's not acceptable.
Yeah.
For Milan, I know Napoli's having a season right now, but Milan threw away so many games this year. It's it's disgusting. So I can see them starting to spend. Inter, I can see. I know with Steven what's his name? Steven Zhang. I know he owes everybody in China money.
Yeah,
but I think somehow they're gonna get some
he's
investors
still gonna
or
spend.
something.
He's
still gonna spend that money. They're not gonna be buying Lukaku now. He's going back, so they're gonna be spending money.
Yeah,
not as much money, but they'll still be spending. Even like I know Roma, they're not going to be spending big, but I feel like Roma will still. I feel like you're going to see Roma still splash on a player or two.
I'll put money right now.
If Mourinho stays, you guys will.
We only make free signings.
No,
this
you
summer
guys,
again.
you guys,
I'll put money.
No, majority of them will, but I can see Roma making like a bigger move, like a money move.
It depends if we sell.
The same thing
a
with
guy
Napoli
like Tammy,
too.
Yeah, but
especially with Osimhen and Cavaradonna both being valued like now over
But that's the thing with a team like Napoli, it's hard to predict because like you want to say, okay, they're gonna let's say they both sell Osimhen and Cavaradonna for 100 mil each.
Yeah.
That's 200 mil in their pocket. That's great. But Napoli's never been a team that splashes large on players. You know what I mean? So like
when you're making that much off two players,
and they also have the Champions League income.
Yeah,
that's a huge thing for the Italian teams right now.
What's his name? De Laurentiis. He's going to look at that 200 mil, and they'll probably get more. But let's just say 200 mil flat. He'll probably put 100 mil into buying another striker and a winger, and then keep 100 mil in his pocket.
Yeah, so he could direct another movie.
Exactly. He's not going to go out and spend 200 mil. He's never been that guy. Even 100 mil is pushing it. But I feel like when you get that kind of money, and he's still like on the kind of like on the edge with Napoli fans, like now he's kind of saving grace is the season that they're having right now and the guys that he's picked up.
Yeah.
But he's gonna have to especially like if those two guys go, your two best players, you're gonna have to bring something in to still keep you guys competitive.
Yeah,
like you still have the core. You need like he's gonna need to spend money.
Yeah,
and even like Juve too. I don't think they're gonna like. I feel like a lot of it's gonna be getting rid of these guys now that their contracts are done or they're almost done. Look at their youth and say, okay, what guys are we actually gonna put our time and efforts in and grow this guy because he actually does have what it takes. And then look and say, okay, now this is what we need having all these players left and looking at the youth that we have. And then I still think they bring in 2-3 like decent signings too. And for Serie A, that's pretty much really kind of it who I think would be spending money, but it's still more than they did in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
La Liga, I mean,
I think if Barca could figure out their whole financial situation,
Barca's just kind of in that sticky situation right now. But I mean, I can still see them because, dude, like they want to get back to like being not just competitive and winning the league now. They want to go for Champions League. Like that's what Barca like. They want to keep winning that. Like I know Real has them, but Real's got fucking like almost triple what they have. Yeah. So Barca's they're getting jealous. They want to compete. So they're gonna start spending, like they're gonna keep spending money until they have a team that they're gonna look at and be like, hey, this can win Champions League. Well, and then they're happy with.
On the top,
Prem,
the Prem. That's why. I
didn't want to mention them.
If we're gonna talk about the Prem, you already know the newly promoted side is gonna drop.
Everything.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter to them because of their TV rights. They're in the league of their own, truly owners. But on the note of people barely having money, Barca being in a financial crisis, you mentioned Real Madrid, whatever. I think the hottest market for this upcoming summer window would actually be in the free agent pool.
Oh yeah,
because like usually you see like a couple of names, you see some decent ones in there. Oh yeah, they could be depth, they could add to this, they could add quality, whatever it is. But this year we got Kante. He's going to be a free agent. Well, again, these guys could extend. It's not confirmed or whatever.
Like right now, their contract's done this summer and they haven't signed anything.
Yeah, so like we're just speaking present day, April 17th.
Yeah,
they have not signed a new contract and it's expiring. So we got Kante, we got Skriniar, we got Benzema, we got Firmino, and we got the very, very special one in Lionel Messi, who is going to be free.
Yeah, and there's even like, dude, I didn't even know too. Even Modric too. I know he's probably going to re-sign with Madrid, but even his contract's done this summer. Cruz, I think Cruz just extended, but he was another one. He was free this summer.
Yeah, but he was debating on even retiring.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. He was debating on re-signing, retiring, or leaving and going somewhere else.
Yeah.
But I mean, at that point, if you're at that point where you're like, okay, I think I'm good. Like I'm gonna retire. You might as well whatever sign the one more year if they gave it to him and just retire there. Like, buddy, his whole career was there. Look what he won there. The fuck you got to go anywhere else?
He's experienced it all. He's won it all with both Bayern and Real Madrid. He's won a World Cup with Germany. Like, I mean, respectively, if you like, he's still a good player. He still has a lot to offer. But if you looked at me and said, "Yeah, Toni Kroos is retiring," I wouldn't be surprised.
No, I'd be like,
the only thing that man is missing would be a Ballon d'Or. But let's get real. In a world of Messi, Haaland, Mbappe, all these guys, whatever, like
even Modric kind of like just to like slip away with that one there.
Yeah,
that was
you know, So I want to talk quickly about Messi. I was reading up on Messi and how like he's linked with all these moves, extension, Barcelona. The most interesting move is the move to Inter Miami that I was reading about. So it's not as straightforward as he goes to Inter Miami, gets some shares, whatever, and owning the team. Apparently, actually, his wages would be covered by every team in the league. So every team
would pitch in to pay for his way. Well, I mean,
and it's going to be a big
market.
It's
marketing.
That's why it's going to be like a big marketing ploy and a big marketing scheme, so that like when then he goes to like Inter Miami against LAFC, the headline is going to be Messi's coming to town, or like Messi's in, like Messi's in LA. Like
that's smart for. At the end of the day, every team's going to look at that, and no one's going to say no to that because, like you said, they're going to market it as Messi, like TFC. Messi coming to town. They're going to sell it the game. People are going to be waiting outside, dude. Like it's going to be fucked down there. It's going to be absolutely insane. That's pretty smart.
Do you think though, like? Well, okay, so you do think it's a good idea from the marketing perspective, and obviously for Inter Miami, you're getting fucking
for
Messi.
Marketing, not even just for Inter, like for marketing and for the MLS itself, just to grow the league and just for for every team just to have that experience of having Messi come to their city, like, dude, that's incredible. And I think like any team would be stupid to say no to we don't want to be a part of that thing. Like, dude, at the end of the day, you bring Messi to the States, like. That's going to bring a lot of attention to the States. People that be watching never watch a single MLS game in their life. Like we have because TFC, but before TFC,
I would flip by it on the telly.
Give a fuck about the MLS.
On the tube.
Like, I couldn't give a fuck. I'm being honest. Messi coming here, you're going to get people that were like us that had no idea what the MLS was.
You're going to get a new sense.
They're going to be like, holy shit! Like now Messi's playing here. You know, like people watching Ronaldo. Look how many and there is Ronaldo fans that like are still watching his games because they want to see how he does. People do the same thing with Messi, and I feel like the MLS is a little bit. It's more. I know now with that whole Apple TV deal, but it's still easier to access than that Saudi league. For me, I think that move would be amazing.
Now, do you think again his career? He is at the end of his career, but do you think it's the right decision for his career, or do you think he has more to offer at a European level?
For me, there's two decisions you're making. If you're Messi, okay, you go to the MLS in this deal. You've won everything you're gonna win. You know, not retire, but you know, you kind of put Europe and that kind of behind you. Like you just came off a World Cup now. Like this, you know, this season with PSG. You know, you're hoping with the team you guys had, you win Champions League. That didn't happen because obviously it's PSG. Now you just kind of look at it and say, you know what? Enjoy your life. Bring your family to the States. You go there. Or you go back to Barca. You go back to where it all started. You finish off your career there. You help this new and up-and-coming team that Xavi's trying to build. You help Xavi because, like, Xavi's obviously the coach. Like, he's telling the team what to do, but then it's always, like, he has, like, Busquets there now.
Yeah.
Like, having that experienced guy that you even played with to kind of... You know, you can kind of talk to him even like directly or whatever. Like,
you get your message across,
and you can make him get your message across to the team to be like, hey guys, you know what? Like, this is what we got to do. Like, as you know, we got to come together or whatever. He can just install that into the team, and I think that would be massive for Messi and massive for Barca and Xavi, just as a whole. Just because that would be like the biggest thing for Xavi, I think, in his career. If Messi came back there to help him. But I wouldn't say like either. I wouldn't be, for me, like as a Messi fan, I wouldn't be mad at either move. Like either one. Like he goes to Miami. I might have the chance to meet Messi, or at least like I'll be able to see Messi. Like I'm like that's for sure. Like that's gonna happen. He goes back to Barca, it's going to be like that, you know, like that fairy tale ending. But then there's also that risk of like the Ronaldo effect. He goes back to Man U, and then like
he just destroys the reputation he had.
Like obviously, like they'll never they're never gonna give Messi the hate that Ronaldo got at Man U. From Barca fans, he won't get that. but I think it'll just be looked at as like, like when he went back, it's like, oh yeah, he shouldn't have, like, people are gonna look back at it and be like, oh, he should have never done that.
Yeah, exactly.
And like I feel like, like you run that risk, but I mean either one of those, I think for me, I would be happy. I don't want to see him resign with PSG. It's
Never
so
go
boring,
back to
man.
an ex-girlfriend.
I know, but it's different with him.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
different.
We also got Benzema. I want to touch upon briefly. Do you think Benzema should leave Real Madrid, or do you think he should stay? Because again, he's one of those guys that he's at the end of his career. He's 35. He's still doing well. I'm not discounting anything.
Well, no,
but
I still think with a guy like Benzema, he can still give a lot, and especially like a team like Madrid. It's if they were like now like in a rebuild and like they were slowly making it back up, then I'd say okay, yeah, leave. But like they won Champions League last year, like they're still in Champions League.
Yeah.
They're still fighting for the league. I know Barca has a little bit of a lead, but they're still fighting there. He can still help out that team, and there's a lot of young guys that he can help out. But also too, he's at that age, like all these guys, like I mean, other than Skriniar, he's probably like the youngest, but like the rest of these guys here, I feel like are all experienced guys that teams that are just missing like that one veteran, like they can go like fit onto those teams.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And be a help to help that team win.
For me, I know this might be a bold claim, or not really bold. I think it's bold. But I would love to see Benzema on United for next year. If they continue with Ten Hag, I feel like Benzema has the qualities. He's literally like a Dusan Tadic, but actually good. You know what I mean? Creative, helps with the build-up.
I go, hold on. Something just came to my head. Even better than United, where I can see him on 2 teams.
Roma.
Yeah, okay. Or Milan.
First off,
Tell me Benzema doesn't tear it up on Roma or Milan.
I would love him on Roma.
Take away Tammy and put in Benz.
The reason why I would say I don't think it works out is just because I think he's fantastic. I think he's a good player, and he will fit, but I just don't think he'll fit at the same time on Roma. On Milan, yes, 100%. I think he'll.
Milan, I was leaning more towards
Roma,
Milan, but I could also see him. I think with having Pellegrini and Dybala feeding him, I feel like he would be disgusting.
I think for me, like the most ideal name I see on this list that Roma could genuinely benefit from would probably be with the likes of Bobby Firmino,
or Kante,
any team would do better with Kante,
would benefit from
Pete
Kante,
whatever.
Love
you
Kante.
need that engine is just the gift that keeps on giving. But I think Firmino would fit Roma better just because Mourinho wants his whole team to defend and his whole team to attack.
And
Firmino's a very
he'll
selfless
give you that,
player, and like if you get another number 9 in there with him. Firmino, Dybala being fed by Pellegrini and whatever. I think that's a.
I even told you before. I can see Firmino. Like I can see that being a good.
Benzema
move.
though, I feel like
Benz though. Man, put Benz on Milan, especially with Origi being gone. Okay, Giroud they're gonna extend, but Ibra, I mean, they should probably get rid of at this point. And then Rebic, I think he's gonna leave. You bring in a guy like Benz with that same. If nobody nobody leaves on that team, I feel like that Milan right there, bringing in Benz, your favorites for Serie A, and you can make a decent run in Champions League.
I just think with Benzema's wages, the most realistic option to me, that's why I'm saying United, because
maybe he goes to PSG. Now with this summer, apparently they want to get rid of, they want to split up this whole partnership.
He goes back to Lyon. He returns home.
He can still, that's the thing. He can still benefit a top team now. That it would be a waste for him to go to Lyon or something. Like he needs to still be on, whether he signs a Real Madrid, he re-signs there, or he goes to another team. It has to be a team that's fighting for something that is going to make up Champions League run. Is going to make a run in the league.
United is his best bet.
United,
it's the perfect stopgap solution. They're looking for a number 9, a long-term one. He would fit with that style very well, and it'll probably actually improve guys like Rashford and even Antony.
What about Chelsea? Chelsea, they don't have. They're playing fucking Kai Havertz up top.
Chelsea, the only reason why I don't know is because
Sterling up top.
I feel like with Chelsea, it's not so much that they need a proven number 9. I think they
just need a number 9.
Yeah, they need to have also form an identity. Figure out who their coach is and get a striker for them for that coach. You know what I mean? I would say yes, but I just think Chelsea doesn't even know what they're really after. Do you know what I mean? Like they have this young revolution come in, and they have Mudryk, all these guys, whatever.
Coach there yet? Like,
yeah, so I don't think Benzema and Chelsea would be a good recipe. But again, it's the Prem. You know, Benzema would be more inclined probably to go to the... I don't see him extending with Real Madrid. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I'm talking about him leaving, man. I can see him, like, I could see him actually leaving this summer.
Yeah, like I don't see him extending. I don't see him carrying.
What else is he going to... He's won the Ballon d'Or there now. Yeah. He won the Champions League how many times? 5 times? 6 times? Like,
and he's helped won the league. Usher in a new era.
That's what I mean. He's helped them.
He's not needed as much as he was. Yeah.
And I feel like... I also feel, too, like a lot of this is going to rely on Ancelotti. Because if he does leave, I feel like there's you're also gonna like players are like they had that connection with him, and I feel like they stayed there because of him.
Well, I also see Haaland going to Real Madrid.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
So too. I mean, he leaves this year. Haaland stays one more year in the Prem, goes to Real Madrid.
Haaland leaves after 1 year.
Maybe
Haaland just does 1 year stints in every country.
That'd be pretty crazy. Actually, turns into fucking Ibra officially.
Then he goes. He's like, you know what? I'm going to Rome, and I'm gonna be the king of Rome.
Yeah, I can't chill. He'll never be the king of Rome.
If he goes to Rome in one season and wins you guys Scudetto and top scorer of the league, he's not king of Rome.
No.
Yeah, he was. He's king of Rome. I'll get a tattoo on my back, king of Rome, and I'll get him in a gladiator outfit.
I want loyalty. I want loyalty, baby.
No, dude, you gotta pick and choose, man. Yeah, you get loyalty out of Pellegrini, but you'll get a Serie A title out of Haaland.
I'm not even gonna talk about Skriniar because I think Skriniar's a bum. Because Inter's trying to give him the world, and no,
Inter was just stupid with that, man. 80 mil, and they're talking about Milan fans and everything. Listen, 80 mil you could have got from PSG last summer. You said no.
My thing
we're confident he's going to resign,
but that's my thing.
You risk it. The guy doesn't resign, and now you lose him for free.
There needs to be a form of transparency between club and player.
It's just you know what it is. It's trust. You know, you say like, hey, you know what? Hey, I promised thing. It's just an empty promise.
But that's the thing. How do we know behind closed doors Skriniar wasn't giving Inter green lights that he wants to extend and stay? You know, like, again, all the truths always come out afterwards or when their career's over, stuff like that. So you really don't know the real story with that.
But even too, quickly about that, like if he was giving, like he was saying, yeah, I'm gonna stay. The only way that would have changed, more than likely, would be if Inter changed what they started promising him. If Inter said, okay, you know what, we'll do it this year, like 4-year contract, you're making this much, you get this for bonuses at first, and then after, like, okay, you know, we'll sit down, we'll talk, it's going to be 5-year, this much, and you're only going to get this bonus, and he's going to be like, wait, hold on 1 second. That's not what we agreed on. I want this now.
And I just feel like the direction Inter's going in as well, they're making a lot of free signings, like really budgeting, so like, again, that could be playing into, like, he wanted X amount. They said no, or we can't afford to even pay our dishwasher right now, so see you later.
Nah, they're doing the same thing with even Bastoni, too, now.
Yeah. Bastoni is fucking crazy. I love Bastoni, too.
Then we eat.
No, if it comes to Roma, I eat.
Roma or Juve, I'm happy.
All right, sick. We briefly talked about Bobby Firmino going to Roma, and Kante being whatever.
Not just Roma.
But no, I was gonna say, like, what do you think? Like, what does Firmino offer your team? You know what I mean? Like, what makes him such a hot prospect in this free agent list?
Well, for Firmino, easily, he's just, like you said, he's a selfless player. He'll always put the team first and always help out the team. And he's, again, like I've always said it about him, he was probably the biggest player in that, like, those years, like you saw Liverpool go on those runs.
Yeah.
But he was the guy, like, doing nothing.
Yeah.
He contributed so much to the team, but when you looked at, like, numbers wise and all this, it was like, you're like, was he even playing? Like, all you saw was Mane Salah.
Yeah.
All you saw. You didn't even think Firmino was there. The only time you would hear Firmino was when he scored a no-look goal, and you're like, oh shit, dude. Or he covered his eye, and he that's the only time you would. That's the only time I love him too. That's the only time you would hear of him. But I think he's another guy that now he's not getting the time because at Liverpool I feel like they're trying to bring this, like, younger thing in, and, like, he's just getting wasted. Like,
Darwin Núñez.
He can still help out a team, and, like, dude, if Roma can, like, end up getting him, like, I'm sure other teams will probably try to come in and go for him. But if Roma can pick him up, like, I think he's a guy that can, like, he can offer a lot of experience to the team, and he'll, like I said, he's always going to help. He's always going to put the team first, and those are, like, the best guys to have on your team. Because I'll say it again, Mandzukic knows, like, not a very skillful player, not a guy that you're like, oh man, I want him on my team. You wouldn't care. But I learned that I used to hate him. As soon as he came to Juve, man, you see like he didn't care about anything. All he cared about was winning and Juve. Yeah. That's it. He didn't care if he scored. He didn't care if he was fucking playing shit. As long as the team was winning, and that's it. The team was winning. The team just had to win. That was the goal. And he put the team first. He sacrificed. When Ronaldo came in, he moved from striker to left wing. Yeah. He didn't care. He went there and he was assisting. He was scoring from there still. Yeah. He still found a way to help. He didn't just say, oh, fuck, now I'm here because this guy here, and just made a big stink and just threw it all away. He still said, I don't care. They're still giving me this chance to play on the team, like to play. I'm going to give it my all. Yeah. I'm going to help out the team. If the coach chooses me, I'm going to help them out any way I can. And he did that. And I think Firmino is like that kind of player. And I feel like he's a guy, he goes to like any team, he'll help out as soon as he gets there. Yeah. Because he's just like, okay, guys, I'm all ears. Like, what's the game plan? Yeah. And then he'd go, okay, boom, let's go. He's ready. Dude, that would be a good fucking pickup for Roma, man. Yeah, probably
gonna get him, not gonna lie, but
that would be a solid pickup for Roma if they can get him.
We're just too good. That's what Al's basically trying to say. Roma's fucking sick, dude.
See, this is why, man. This is why I didn't want Roma to ever win a trophy. They win one trophy, and all of a sudden,
I'm overdosing now. I want more.
Fuck, man.
I was telling Al earlier today, I want more.
His head's the size of the screen.
In Kante, I was gonna say, oh my god, I was gonna say N'Golo Kante is also available. This will be the last one we talk about in the free agents bin.
I kind of left him too because I didn't really want to talk to him because I still think he resigns.
You think? Yeah. But this is my question. This is the only question I realistically had because I do think he resigns as well. He has no reason to leave. My thing is though, do you think Kante still has a lot to offer, or do you think the injuries have kind of? Because I mean, the injuries kept him silent almost all season this year. He's finally coming back. He's finally fit, but it's not the same Kante
no.
that you saw previous years covering the whole earth. You know, so like, do you still think he has a lot to offer?
I still think he can still have those games, and you're still going to be able to get that Kante out of him. I just don't think he'll be able to do it for all 30 whatever games it is a season, plus Champions League, plus this, plus with the international. Like, he's not going to be able to do it all.
Yeah.
But I still think that he can be very, very helpful, and he's gonna whoever, if he stays with Chelsea or if he goes somewhere else, he's gonna have to be managed and only used in crucial times. Yeah. Because like a Champions League game, play him there. The league game against Bournemouth, okay, whatever. You should win it. If you guys lose, you guys fucking suck. You guys
exactly.
lose.
You shouldn't be losing.
You shouldn't be you guys should have they have the players that he can take a rest and sit down and whatever. If he gets to that point where he gets his conditioning back and everything, and he can start kind of playing a little bit more games, okay, but I still wouldn't push it too much with him. Because guys like that, man, he doesn't stop fucking running all game.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It catches up to them. Even though, they might not feel it, their body's like, hey, fucking chill.
And that's why
you're getting old now.
You start picking up the smallest of knocks, exactly. Thigh strain here, quad,
and you'll start seeing that with him. That's why he has to be properly managed. But I know, hold on, like I was saying, I think he's going to stay. But I also could see Chelsea not end up offering him the contract to stay.
Well, that's $1 million thing.
Because they might want to go younger and say, okay, you know what? Hey, we love you. Thank you for your service. Ciao.
But the only reason why I don't think that would happen is because where does that veteran experience come from then in that midfield? They got rid of Jorginho. Mason Mount isn't really a veteran. Kovacic, veteran, yes, but is he the veteran you want?
But see, the thing is, I don't think that the owners they're not looking into that too much. They just want to fresh names. They want to just grab.
Todd just wants what's hot.
Get something new, put it in there, and it works. And they're like, wow, see, look what we did, guys. It works. We just won something. You're welcome. Yeah. And it's not, so that's why they want to just keep changing. Their thing's not, okay, let's go back to the old and let's see if this can work like this. They constantly want, and I feel like that's going to be a big problem for Chelsea, but it won't be because they have a fucking endless amount of money. Yeah. So they're not going to run out. And the guy's he clearly cares about the team enough to put money into it and invest in it. And I don't think he's going to stop anytime soon.
Yeah, I'd agree. But I'm going to change the subject here. A team that is going to be worried soon, it will be Chelsea still. Because they have to meet up with Haaland and City. And Haaland is trying to reach... I'm trying to figure this out in my head. I'm all loopy right now. He's 2 goals away from the record, and he's going to be chasing that record. There you go.
Yes. Well said.
Yes, it took me some time. In my head, it was all jumbled up. You saw Salah reach 32 goals in the 2017-2018 season. Just 2 goals short of Alan Shearer and Andy Cole's record. Sorry. Haaland could do that. He could beat it. He could shatter it.
And
he has 10 games to do it.
Less games, too.
In less games, he could do it. Obviously, we both think he does it, right?
Yeah, unless
I was going to say,
unless he gets an injury and like he's out for the season, I think it's going to happen.
What makes Haaland so different in the Prem? Like, why is it working out so well for him? Is it because, like, obviously it's a team he's on. City is a very attack heavy team.
The team he chose to go to, it was a perfect team for him. Yeah. They like the way that the style that they play, and they were missing a striker ever since like Aguero when he got injured and then he left. Like Gabriel Jesus, he was good, but like he was inconsistent. They didn't have like a proper striker, so they always kind of made it work. But like you just saw like they were a wasted team because they had all these guys that can pass, but they didn't have like a proper number 9. Yeah. Now you put a guy like Haaland in, who he wasn't. People were saying but he didn't really prove himself because like the leagues he played in, and then he went to Germany and. Okay, whatever. Still went off in Germany and in Champions League. So, I mean, I never had a doubt about him. People still did. Then he went to the Prem. Absolutely tore it up there.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't think he would do that. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought he'd be good, but I didn't think he would crush everything.
I didn't think he would crush records, but I knew he was gonna do unreal this season off the get-go, just because and you saw it too when he went to Germany. He has such an ability just to adapt so quickly that that's why I think, dude, even if every year he changes leagues and he just even if once he finishes them all, he goes back and starts doing them again, he'll have no problem adapting right back to it just because he's that kind of player. And that's very similar to a guy like Ibra, who he went to teams and people will say that, Barca, he didn't adapt. It wasn't that he didn't adapt. He couldn't play with Messi. Yeah. His ego didn't allow him to play with Messi.
His ego didn't allow him to be a
He could not be in the
guy.
room where he actually knew he was the second best player. Yeah. That didn't work for him. So that's why that never worked. He adapted in Barcelona. Go look back. Go look at his goals. Go look how he played. He did well. He adapted. But he just, again, an ego like Pep and an ego like Messi, a guy like Ibra is not going to work. Yeah. It never will.
I think that for me is
Haaland has it. Sorry, Haaland has a little bit of that ego to him, but he's like a humble ego kind of thing. Yes. He's different.
That's how I was gonna.
And I don't know. That just I feel like him is just my biggest fear for Haaland is the next moves he makes. Not if he ends up going to Real Madrid next year or the year after, because Real Madrid again, they're that team too, especially with the young talent they have now. They're guys that they're very good at passing the ball, moving the ball, and finding the striker.
Oh, yeah.
They're very good. I want to see Haaland on a team that, he might have to work a little bit for the ball and not just be a tap-in merchant.
Juve.
Okay, I would love to see him on Juve, but I mean a team that he'll have to actually, work a little bit and show his skill off, and not just because Ibra was able to do that. Ibra at times when nothing could happen, he got the ball and said,
he
okay,
would create a moment of magic,
and he would just create something and score. Haaland, you see more of people setting him up, and he's there. He's always there. He's on side. Dude, he's amazing at it.
He's a predator. There's no denying he's a
predator. He's fucking unreal. But those creating moments, you don't see too much, and I feel like that'll be his biggest not weakness, I don't want to say, but biggest test for him. Yeah, biggest test for him, going forward. Now you see what he can do. He can clearly adapt. But once he gets pushed to that, okay, and you know what? Now their teams are going to ask him to do more and ask more of him. That's going to be the biggest test for him.
Yeah.
I think.
I think that's what sets him apart. To be honest, it's his mindset.
Yeah,
you see, he has that.
And he believes it. People
arrogant,
have the mindset, but then they don't truly believe it, and you can tell.
Yeah.
He has the mindset, and he believes it.
He has that killer mindset, and I think that's what sets him apart. Is that he wants to be remembered. He wants to leave a legacy, and he doesn't want to leave a legacy like an Ibra legacy, where they know him as this arrogant prick. Whatever, me comes first. He wants to be remembered as I just want to win.
Yeah.
And, he has that dog in him where he just always wants to win.
Dog in him.
Got to get that guy on the podcast one day. But yeah,
Love that guy.
and I think that's why it worked out for him at City, why it's working out so well for him at City, because it's not a him first mentality.
Yeah.
It's win first mentality. But like you said, his biggest test is going to be the teams that he goes to after Madrid, where he actually might have to like put in work, where he might have to drop back to get the ball, where he might have to be in charge of hold up play, depending on the style that is there in place for him and at the team he goes to. That's the biggest test, But yeah, I think he crushes the record.
Yeah.
100%. I think he does it all.
He's gonna beat it, but like
I think if he stayed at City for the next 5 years, he would become the Premier League top goal scorer of all time.
Oh yeah, if he does like his like time in the Prem, he's gonna smash record. It's just depending like how long he's gonna stay at clubs.
That's the thing. I think he just stays there 2 years at a time, and that's it. See you later.
He said it in the past, and his agent said it, that like he wants to play in every league, like he wants to challenge himself. So he's not going to tie down to a team no matter what, no matter if his dad played there or his uncle played there or his grandfather played there.
The only team I could see him being tied down to would be a team like Real Madrid. Somehow they'll have the power.
He'll still be like he'll be there longer than I feel like other teams. Like that'll be like his 2-3 years, maybe 4 years, but I don't think it'd be more than 4 years.
I think he pulls like a Ronaldo in that respect. Like how he left United, whatever, he did what he had to do, went to Real Madrid. Okay, I'm here for now 7 years. Then he tries his other leagues and shit like that.
I don't know. I still
Real
see
Madrid
him, like,
has this ability to just maintain stars.
I mean, it's Real Madrid, man. They just like because they have like the
name. They have the name on purpose. Los Galacticos.
They're an attractive team, man. And like just their name alone is able to lock down.
Yeah,
people.
exactly. But on that note, we're done here.
Hold on, before we end things off, I want to ask you one thing. Now, obviously, we know Haaland's going to beat the record. What does he finish with?
55 goals.
Okay, he's at 32.
10 games left.
10 games left.
I think he could
score another 20 goals in 10 games.
Yeah. I'm not even trying to be like funny or whatever. Like
no, I'm just like I'm
dude,
just
the guy
shocked.
averages like
I was
almost
not expecting that number.
The guy averages like 2 goals a game.
Yeah,
okay, that's
you have to know that he's not going to score every game.
Okay, next week, let's just say I don't know City's schedule, how tough their opponents are coming up, but dude, you put him against Southampton, he could easily score 4 goals that game, and he has proven and shown that. And then the next week, he just gets 1 goal. Then the next week he gets 2. I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, maybe 55 is far-fetched.
Okay. Is that where you want to lock in 55?
No, I'm gonna say 48.
You're gonna lock in at 48?
48 goals.
Okay, so he's at 32. I'm gonna say he finishes with 44 goals.
Loser has to buy winner a beer.
Fine, deal.
Beer.
2 beers.
3 beers.
4 beers.
Chill. 2 beers. 2 beers. I'm a lightweight. I'll pass away.
We shook on 2.
But
on that note, now we're gonna finish things off. So we'll see. So remember, what did I say?
44.
Yeah, and you said 48. Okay. So remember that, guys. We'll come back to that. Loser has to buy the other one 2 beers and get a Haaland tattoo.
I'm gonna lose. I always lose. I'm just really bad at predicting stuff.
If you haven't already, don't forget to follow us on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at UltrasXI. Go check out our YouTube, and we'll see you next week.
Enjoy Champions League this week.
Ciao. Forza Juve. And Roma, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.